What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Body beat down here, Michael, on this Saturday afternoon. Still storming outside, still raining, pouring down, all that good stuff. That's all it's been doing. As far as this live stream goes, it may cut out at any moment. Who knows? That's just kind of the way it goes when you got weather like this. It could go like that. So, anywho, I guess I got the microphones going good, webcam, everything's good. All right. So, without a lot more to do, I can't go outside and do anything because obviously, you can go check out my short little video that I uploaded just a little while ago. shows how much rain we're getting. There's flooding all in Tennessee and Kentucky and I don't know where else, but I do know Tennessee and Kentucky. Getting it pretty good, guys. Getting it pretty good. So, got a few things wrote down just to try and talk about and, whatever. And I may get interrupted. One of my granddaughters is here and my wife will be home probably any minute or any time, whatever. And so I may get interrupted. We will see. But right now, just right off the bat, of course, this is on my little list of things to do, but it's further down on the list. I want to go ahead and do some shout outs to some channels that I support a lot. And if you guys are interested, you can go support them as well. It's mostly channels, of course, that, support me back and all that good stuff. But thought I'd get this out kind of in the first part of the channel. That way more people will see it because, people's attention span don't last longer than a couple of minutes, even though we're 3 minutes in. Hopefully you'll still see this. Well, let's go ahead and do some channel shout outs real quick. So the first one we'll do is Old School Fitness, OLDE, Old School is SKOOL, and then Fitness, Old School Fitness. Go check out Mark's Max Muscle. He's a channel that talks about like bodybuilding and does comparisons, and he has a little humor in there and some good stuff, and he pops in once in a while on my videos, and that makes me feel pretty good. So he's a whole heck of a lot bigger and more popular channel than mine, so I appreciate everybody, but a lot of times once channels get like so big, they kind of lose touch with a lot of people and stuff. So it's nice when a bigger channel kind of gives you a minute or two. So anyway, Mark's Max Muscle. Also, go check out Gen X Power, World's Strongest Marine. Gen X Power, World's Strongest Marine. He's awesome. And I love how much knowledge he has about not just working out, but just like the overall body in general and a lot of different things. And also real world like knowledge that he has. Being a Marine, or he's a retired Marine, but he's always a Marine. Being a Marine, he's got a lot of real world smarts and different things, and he's been through a lot, and he's extremely knowledgeable, and I like listening to him talk, probably more than I like watching him lift the weights. So, also go check out Spencer Graziano. Spencer Graziano. Now he does some intense workouts. He has just certain programs that he does, and he's really working on those. And a lot of it's kind of like different than what most people are doing, so you might find it interesting. And so he's a pretty cool guy. We have Runner Boy. He's been around for a while with me. Then we have Mac Bean Scottish Fitness. Go check him out. He's an older guy like myself, and I think you'll like his channel. Of course, it's kind of slowed down a little bit because he's been sick off and on, but he's trying to get his videos back out there and get going and stuff. And so go support Mac Bean Scottish Fitness. Let him know I sent you. Let all these people know that I sent you. I like for people to know that I'm trying to do good by them, you know. So go check out Mr. Lock-In, Mr. _Lock_In, Mr. Lock-In. Go check him out. He does a lot of powerlifting and stuff like that, and he's doing another competition here really soon, and just let him know I sent you. Then we have, let's see, go for Big J's Knives. Big J's Knives. Big J's Knives. Big J's, all one word there, Big J's. But you know what it is, knives. He don't really post many workout videos. It's just very, very random and rare that he'll post something. But, you know, if you like talking about knives and leather works and different stuff like that, with maybe a workout video drop every, you know, once a month maybe, you know, check him out. He's a good guy and puts out good quality content. Also, The Cutting Edge. The Cutting Edge has 2 channels, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The Cutting Edge is his knife channel, and he also does like leather works and other different things. And so go check him out. He's awesome. Eric Lapointe. Eric Lapointe. I hope I said the last name correctly. Probably didn't. But he's a burpee guru. He's crazy at burpees. And he's also a tree farmer, a Christmas tree farmer. So he does some pretty interesting stuff. And you hear it out there maybe in the microphone, but it's going crazy out there. I probably have a tornado. We've had warnings and everything else. I don't care no more. Whatever happens, happens. So now we have LCK Strength Training, which is the same guy who does The Cutting Edge. His name's Ken. And but LCK Strength Training is his channel where he does all his lifts. And he's kind of behind on his workouts and videos and stuff because he's been doing a lot of work. He works at a school and he's the IT guy, and so he's kind of having a lot to do. But he's usually pretty regular about putting out videos on there. LCK Strength Training. Go check out Miss Worm, MISS Worm. She does a lot of narrating. She writes books. She does narrations of other books and different stuff. Amazing voice, a great woman, and you'll love her accent. She's from overseas, and she has a great reading voice. Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. He does, of course, like his channel says, a lot of home gym hacks and reviews. Pretty cool guy, and very knowledgeable in what he talks about and the different training styles and stuff. So go check him out. Let's see, Wilson G. Wilson G, what can I say about him other than he is a deadlift king? He is a deadlift master. I love watching his deadlifts more than anything. He's good at squats, and he's good at bench pressing and anything else he does, but I love his deadlifts. He just looks like a normal, average, everyday guy like myself, but he goes over and picks up 600 pounds like it's nothing. So amazing to watch. Then we have the one and only Sheiky Baby. Sheiky Baby, like the Iron Sheik. Sheiky Baby. Another cool guy. He does a lot of the body type movement type stuff, and the push-ups and the handstands and the neck twist and bridge type stuff. And I don't know what it's all called, but he does all kind of stuff like that, and it's really neat to watch him do his work. And I know it's not easy, but he makes it look easy. So yeah, Sheiky Baby's pretty cool, and sometimes his son Aiden will make an appearance, and I like those two guys. Good people. Let's see. We have SAF Athletics. Adam Ogilvie. Oh, I'm bad about that. OGILVIE. SAF Athletics. Go check him out. He's an older guy like myself. He has no problem moving heavy weights. He's a good dude. Go check out Boston Blade Reviews. Of course, like it says, he talks about knives and different things like that, but he's a good, hard-working guy. And he works out, but he don't really post any videos really outside of, I've only seen a couple. And hopefully he'll post some more, because you know, I'd like to see where he's at, and he's a really nice guy. Him and Big J, they're buddies, so both pretty good guys. I approve of them. We got, let's see. Well, I haven't heard from him much, but I'll go ahead and shout out to him. That one motivated guy. That's his name. That one motivated guy. Young guy, working hard in the gym. He's made a lot of progress, and over the short time that we've been connected, I've seen him really make some pretty good progress. So, pretty cool to see him doing his thing, and I wish he'd connect with me a little more. I like his good, positive attitude and work ethic in the gym and all that good stuff. He's probably a good guy. And then we got Clarksville Barbell Club. Clarksville Barbell Club. His name's Brad, and he just opened a gym in Clarksville, Tennessee, or it's opening. It's probably putting up doing the finishing touches now. Probably. I haven't checked in on what's going on in a couple of weeks or so. But he's a pretty cool guy. And if I missed anybody else that really, that takes part in my channel, I apologize. I tried to pretty much get people, and a couple of the people, they don't take part as much, but I wanted to give them a shout out anyway, because they're, still good people, and I still support them. So, having said that, we got that out of the way. And that's a big part to get out of the way. That's what she said. That is what she ain't never said that to me, but I'm sure that's what she said to somebody. Anyhow, that's another story. So, I just got a couple things wrote down. Let's go ahead and start with one of the very first things. And I've kind of talked about it before, but it's been quite a while. If you ever look at Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, or you see yard sales and garage sales, stuff like that, what's one of the very first things that you're going to see for sale that they have? Huh? No, not that. One more? That's right. They're gym equipment. People are really, really quick to sell their gym equipment. And there's a problem with that. Why is it that your gym equipment is the first thing to go? Hey, Christopher. What's going on, Christopher? Sorry, I don't think you showed up over here in this chat that I'm seeing. Sometimes chat likes to mess up. But, anyway, chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Well, you've already reconnected me because I'm already connected. But, anyway, I'll try to keep up with chat over here on the phone. Christopher, glad to see you. Glad you popped in here. I don't know if you're still here or not, but thanks for popping in. Just got a few little topics we're talking about. Right now we're talking about why people sell their fitness equipment before anything else. And is there a reason? Well, it's because they're not as devoted to taking care of themselves as they are having, a dozen tables and lamps and furniture, other furniture stuff, and all the junk that people have piled up in garages, and that one bedroom, and all this other extra crap that people have. They're not as quick to get rid of some of that stuff as they are fitness equipment. And one thing that I've preached for a long time now, long time now, many moons, long time now, is how the most important thing that we have is our health. And Everything else is secondary. Everything else comes after our health. And that don't matter if it's your God or your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend or your kids or your job or your home or your big pretty car or your fast amazing motorcycle or boat or whatever it might be, your dog, your cat, your rat, your bat, or your new tat, whatever. The most important thing that you have in your life is your health and fitness, because without that, nothing else matters. I just find it odd. Now, we've all sold our fitness equipment before, but maybe we've also, had something else as a backup, or we have a friend that has stuff and you go over there and maybe you get a gym membership, and that could be the thing with some of these people. Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm looking at it, just too much at face value, if that's the correct term. Maybe I'm not asking questions. I should ask them, why are you selling? I probably shouldn't do that, but hey, what's up, runner boy? I just gave you a little shout out at the beginning of the video. I did some shout outs, so just want you to know I gave you a little shout out there. But just going over few things to talk about, just some random stuff, just something to do on this rainy, horrible, severe weather day, in hopes that the internet don't go out and our electricity don't pop off or whatever. So just kind of talking about the reasons why people are so quick to get rid of fitness equipment and so quick to fill their houses with everything else. And it's just kind of, it's one of those things that people don't realize how important fitness is. But they'll have a garage full of boats and motorcycles and fishing poles and just other random just crap. You know what everybody has out there. Just a bunch of stuff that, as long as their house is filled with something other than fitness equipment, they seem okay. But anyway, it's just something that I hate to see, and everybody should have some kind of fitness equipment at home. I mean, I got the bare minimum here, really. It might be nice. It might be, a nice cage, but it's still bare minimum. It's just a cage, a barbell, and I got some dumbbells. Everybody has room for that, and everybody should have some sort of fitness in their life, whether it's an exercise bike like I have over here, or a real bicycle, or a treadmill, or going for walks. Just, basic stuff. You should have basic things. That way you can always take that few minutes and take care of yourself. Oh, okay. Oh, me. So, we got that little topic out of the way. So I had kind of a deep topic that I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if I wanted to talk about it too in depth, because it can get kind of depressing, especially for people like myself who have depression already, and anxiety and regrets and all this other kind of stuff in life that we have. But periodically, especially the older you get, and the older you get, I mean, it starts at 25 or maybe 30. You start kind of looking back about when you're 30ish, and you start looking back at stuff, and you kind of look back on your life, and you think, man, the old woulda, coulda, shoulda, or you think a lot of that kind of stuff, and how just slight different choices in your life, might could have changed things up completely, totally different. Hey, no problem, runner boy. I appreciate you being there. And and I know if you can't hang in here for long, it's okay. You can always go back and just kind of scroll through, but we're just gonna touch on some random topics. So, but you get to thinking about, well, I do as an older person now. I look at people and I look at things differently, even though I kind of follow the same trend, and even though my mom followed the same trend, and even though I know other hundreds of people that followed the same trend, I just don't know why we follow that same trend where, say you're in high school, and maybe you got a sweetheart in high school, and you barely even make it out of high school, and a couple of things happen. One, you get knocked up, or somebody gets knocked up. Or two, you get married, and three, you move in together, and so it starts snowballing before you're barely even out of high school. That grown-up life. Yeah, that's okay, Runner Boy. I appreciate it. You start looking back on things like that, and you're like, why do people do that? Is it just an animalistic thing? Because basically, we really are just animals. At the end of the day, we are just animals. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Check it out now. Anyway. But, yeah, I kind of, the older I get, the more I look back at that kind of stuff, and I think, these people that are not giving themselves any sort of chance to live. And then I also look at myself and I think, well, I didn't give myself any chance to live either. I met my now wife in 12th grade, and, we moved in together before we were even out of 12th grade. And then we ended up married just right after that. And then we had our first kid right after that. And then we had a second kid 2 years after that. And then by the time I'm 25 years old, I've already built us our first house, and we're all, married and got kids and, all that stuff. So, it's kind of weird that we don't give ourselves that opportunity to live a little bit. And for me, myself, and I, my wife is the only person that I've ever dated, the only girlfriend I ever had. I had other opportunities, but I just wasn't really interested in some of the opportunities, and I was always kind of shy back then. And if I'd have had my mentality the way I was in my 20s, once I got in my 20s, well, I wish I would have had those opportunities again, because I was no longer shy. So, I didn't give myself a chance to live, kind of a date life. I didn't give myself that chance to live where you and your buddies get together and you roommate and hang out and do roommate stuff. And, of course, I didn't go to college, and I didn't go in the military, and I didn't do anything like that. So it was just, I followed the trend of get out of high school, married, kids, boom, boom, boom. So I just kind of look at that sometimes, and it kind of gets me down, because I kind of, I've always said I wish I would have followed a different path, but I never did, and of course it's too late. I wish I would have went into the military, whatever branch of the military, and because I think I needed the structure and the guidance and I needed a different approach to manhood, and I think possibly whatever branch of the military could have helped me out. And not just with that, but I also think, well, God, I'm at an age now where I would have already been retired, 10 years. You get to retire roughly around 40-ish, if not before. And I'm like, here I am, still 50, I'm 53, and, I could have been retired and having some benefits and, money coming in every month and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just, you think back on life, and it goes quick, guys. For those of you that are still young, that you might watch this, and you don't even know how quick it goes, man. It just goes quick. It's still hard for me to believe that I'm past 30 years old. Outside of just a few things, maybe the way I feel a little bit, my pain right here, a couple of pains, some of my mental issues that I have and stuff. Outside of a couple of those things, I still feel like I'm 30-ish or younger. So it just goes so quick, you don't even realize, you don't even realize it. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of lightly touch on that topic and not get too deep in the topic and make it too important or too drawn out. So we'll mark that one off as done. Another topic is, why do social media, and also grouped in with that is the positive content versus the worthless kind of ignorant waste content. I don't know how I'm going to approach this topic. It just came to my mind and I just wrote it down. So why do social media? I think a lot of times we do social media, number one, just quickly offhand, it's, I want to hook up with people, hook up with old friends and see what they're doing, follow my family and all that stuff and hook up with them on there and see what they're doing and, keep in touch and yada, yada, yada. And that's all fine and dandy, but then, sometimes there's some bad in there as well. We don't have to touch on that topic. There's a lot of bad that can happen with social media, and a lot of people ruin their lives and marriages and kids and all this other stuff through social media. But the reason I do social media is for what I stated in the first place. But over the years, it became something I wanted to do to just leave, a record of myself for people to maybe look on and take as a good positive example, a role model, something decent, and to leave things for family and friends and the future of the world, maybe to look back on and see as well and that kind of stuff. So, we all have reasons why we do social media, but I think I kind of touched it big time in the first part. Then you got people out there that they like to put out a lot of trashy content, a lot of dumb content, a lot of throwaway content, and a lot of boobs and butt content, and a lot of just stupid, just dumb content. And what's sad, what I find sad is that stuff's more popular than what we do here on this channel and pretty much any channel that I watch. The most popular stuff out there that people share, like on Facebook or even YouTube or like TikTok or all these other different platforms and stuff, mostly what they share is just a waste. It's just like wasteful content. So I don't guess I'm ever gonna connect with that. Hey, what's up, Old School Fitness? Just got in from running errands. Didn't know you had a live go. Yeah, I just kind of started it on a whim. Is that the word? Is that how you say it? On a whim? Just thought I'd talk about a few things. You can go back and look. I gave you a shout out in kind of the first few minutes of the video. I gave some channels shout outs. And we're just talking on some topics here. I gave shout outs. We talked about why do people get gym equipment and different kind of fitness equipment and then sell that before they sell everything else. Then we talked about a little topic of just kind of looking back on life and then looking at how people start their adult life in high school or after high school and how quickly things just kind of go from one thing to typical things, So that's kind of where we're at now. And now we're kind of talking about why do social media and kind of the goods and the bads, of what's posted and all that kind of stuff. And social media for the most part reflects what society is developed into, unfortunately. Yeah. And there's just a lot of garbage, just a lot of, you can scroll through. You can go on like YouTube and go through the shorts. Just go through the shorts or the reels, whatever they want to call them on YouTube. You can go to Facebook and go through the reels, or I think they're called reels on Facebook. They're shorts on YouTube, sorry. You can go to Instagram and go through, video after video on all these other social media sites, and you're going to find just garbage. But like I said, that stuff sells. That's what people watch. If you look at their views, it's in the hundreds of thousands, millions of views that a lot of these things get. And we can't compete with that. I can't compete with that because I'm not going to put out that kind of garbage. I just can't do it. My social media, that I'm leaving for the world to see, I want to be positive and decent social media. I want people to be able to go to my channel and see positivity. I want kids to be able to come to my channel and watch my channel and be a good influence to kids. I want you to be able to watch stuff around your parents and not get embarrassed, or your parents watch stuff around the kids and not be embarrassed. So I want decent quality content out there. Now, that don't mean I have the greatest content in the world. I'm just saying I want my channel to be more positive and decent content. And maybe that's because that's how I grew up. I didn't grow up, with trash, And I'm not calling people trash. I'm saying it's just how I was raised, to be decent and polite and have some class and manners and stuff like that. So I think that kind of reflects on sometimes the content that some of us put out. And I just think some people fall into that trap of, I'm going to put out junk content because it gets views. So for me, social media is more than just views. It's showing people life. It's kind of showing people what you can do, or it's showing, helpful things, just decent stuff. I don't mind goofy stuff and some comedy and some stuff like that, but there's just a lot of garbage out there that, we don't need. So anyway, it's just kind of a little my outlook on social media, I guess. So we can mark that one out. We got that talked about. High school sucks. Early 2000s were different. High school sucks. Early 2000s were different. Yeah, well, before social media became what it is now, I mean, of course, we've always had forums where you could go in, say you were interested in cameras. Well, there's websites you could go to that had forums, and you could join the forum and go in there and leave, comment and leave your own post and have comments, and and you're always going to get garbage in there too. I dealt with that for years on different forums, but once real social media took over, I'm going to say Facebook, because MySpace really wasn't the force that Facebook is. It was infancy. It was just like, hey, this is what could be done on the internet. Once Facebook hit, and once a couple years went on by, and it became what it is, you can really see the bad in it. There's a lot of good. There's good that can be had. It's just, I guess as human beings, the majority of people just like trash. Like, controversy and garbage and gossip and tabloid type stuff, and just kind of worthless, dumb videos where someone will rip a piece of paper or something and throw it in the air, and then it gets millions of views because someone tore some paper and threw it in the air or something. It's just weird, random stuff like that. I don't know. It's just weird. But we'll move on from the whole social media thing. All right, so let's talk about channels and how they're going. How, like my channel personally, and how I view channels and their growth and all that. I'm kind of, I finally got 1,000 subscribers after a long time, which I personally think I deserved 1,000 subscribers a lot quicker, but that's my humble opinion. Once you get to a certain point, and I've been doing this now for a few years now with the Body Beatdown channel, once you've been out there for a while and you kind of, you finally get to a certain point, your channel's going to slow down. It don't keep growing like, beginner gains in the gym. It don't just keep going and going and rolling after so many years. Usually you get that boom, it slows down, it's slow to go, but then you get kind of a boom, and then it's kind of slow, and then you might get a couple of booms, but there comes a time when it just kind of starts, tiptoeing. It just kind of, it's out there, and a random person will watch and subscribe or something, and instead of getting maybe for me, like maybe 1 subscriber a day or 2 subscribers a week, which is amazing for me. Now it's maybe 1 subscriber every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or something along them lines. Or maybe your videos went from getting 50 views to maybe down to 20 views or something like that. But there comes a time when your channel kind of just coasts along. We're not all going to be up here. Now, if we would have got in and done this stuff maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when everything kind of started out, you might have your 1,000,000 subscribers and millions of views and all that stuff. But we're at a point in time now where it's just oversaturated with everything. The internet's oversaturated with people like me, people like y'all, people like everyone, and so it just it's kind of random how it all works. And I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. I don't think there's hashtags involved. I don't think that does nothing. I don't think your thumbnails hardly matter, because I see channels with 1,000,000 subscribers that got no real thumbnail anything. Or I think it's just all random, and it just kind of goes. It either kind of booms or it don't. And but right now I'm just I can tell my channel's kind of coasting. I kind of had that little, yay, all right, getting some subscribers. I got to 1,000. Now I got like a little bit more than 1,000, a couple more, blah, blah, blah. And then it's, kind of chilling out again. And that's okay, because, I like doing what I do. I don't do this for money. I'm not monetized yet. I don't have the view time to get monetized, because nobody will spend longer than 20 seconds watching. But even if I was able to monetize, and I've said this from day one, I'm not gonna monetize my channel, because I'm not on social media for money. I'm here for me. I'm here to leave my mark on the world and leave this kind of stuff behind right now, so I can look at it and I can help people on the internet, maybe inspire people. Maybe my family will see it one day, which I highly doubt, because nobody in my family cares about what I do. My grandkids, anybody, nobody really cares about what I do. But maybe down the road at some point in time, 500 years from now, somebody will see my video and be like, hey, that guy's in my family. I heard about it. Oh, wow, yeah, okay, yeah. Anyway, it's just kind of a diary, a journal, a life journal kind of thing that I use social media for, and hopes to inspire people along the way. So I don't care about money. The $10 that I can make off YouTube is not going to change my world. So, like I've said before also, if I had the ability to make $500 a month, $10,000 a year or something like that, okay, I might monetize. But still, it's not the reason why I'm doing social media. It's just that would be one of the perks, to go along with it. Like, if I was here for the money, I should have quit a long time ago, because I don't make any money. So I just, I like social media for the positivity that it can bring. So anyhow, that's kind of another topic marked off the list. What else we got here? Let's talk about just some toys and hobbies. Why not? So as y'all know, I got toys back behind me. I got toys over here on my desk as well. I am a collector of the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line of characters, which also encompasses just kind of some different kind of timelines and different styles and stuff of the same figures, but it's all under the Masterverse realm, under the Masterverse universe, under the Masterverse line. So yeah, and I started collecting those whenever the Netflix cartoon animated show started back in 2021, I think. Maybe that's when it started. yeah, Masters of the Universe, whatever, Revelation. That was season 1. Season 2 is Revolution, and that's where they're going to end it. They're not going to do any more. And unfortunately, they left it on a cliffhanger, which you should never do with any type of show. Should never leave cliffhangers. It doesn't work out. So these are the only toys that I really collect, are these, and it's been fun, except for the fact that they like to milk us. They like to milk people. So they'll release like 2 or 3 versions of the same character because maybe it looked this way in this timeline, or it looked like this in the show here, but now they look like this in the show here, and so eventually I've kind of quit buying all the different versions, and I'm just buying figures that they haven't released yet, and so that saves me some money. As far as other hobbies go, I like to think that I like to draw, paint, sketch, even doodle, but I don't really anymore, and that's something that I wish I did a lot more of, because I love art. It's just I never put in the time and effort that I needed to get anywhere with it. So, hey Danny, how you doing? So I'll give you kind of an outline of what we went over here. Just kind of did some channel shout outs. Then I talked about why people sell their gym equipment and stuff like that before they sell anything else. Then we talked about probably looking back on life and kind of how we start out in life after high school, and how things kind of go a certain way instead of going another certain way. And I've talked about why do social media and the goods and the bads, and just kind of some different stuff there. And then I just talked about like channel growth and how it comes in spurts, and and then it eventually levels off, and you just kind of do what you do and hope to you grind it out, and you just kind of keep going. So and now I'm talking about some toys that I collect, and different hobbies and things that I enjoy. And yeah, guys, say hi to each other. Connect in there if you don't know one another. Hook up with one another. And but yeah, I wish that I did art more. And I always get like canvases and stuff, and I let my granddaughters do paintings and stuff, and I've showcased them on my channel, I believe, a few times. And I try to get them doing stuff like that. And when everyone else is buying them Barbie dolls, I buy them coloring books and crayons and pencils and canvases and paints and puzzles and just different things like that. I try to keep them kind of more interested and stuff like that. So but as far as myself and as far as photography goes, I don't really do photography that much anymore. I wish I did. I love photography as well. I even took one year of photography in high school, which I didn't learn a whole lot because I was too busy being stupid. But I've always loved photography, and I even tried to do some photography earlier in the 2000s, and I did a couple gigs here and there and enjoyed it, but I just never pursued it enough to really make it a viable income. And also at the same time, I really don't want to make that income, just like I don't want to make social media an income, because I like doing what I do, and I don't want to make it a job so much. So yeah, so I love photography, and also cycling. I kind of quit cycling a few years ago, and I went to just spinning on my bike and my exercise bike. But I have broke the bike out a couple times over the past couple of years and went for a ride, and I hope to do more of that to get myself out and do things. And because once you start sitting around on your butt at your house, it's hard to get back up, and then before you know it, you're not doing so good. So we'll kind of leave that there as far as the hobbies and different things like that go. Now remember, guys, you can leave in the comments and different stuff you're doing, your thoughts and opinions on things. You can go back and start at the beginning and listen to what we got going on and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, because I like to get other people's ideas, thoughts, opinions. I like to know what other people are doing and stuff like that. So always go back and leaving comments, what you're, touch on the topics. So my last little topic I got here are like my gym goals and other fitness plans, different things. So as far as my gym goals go, it's really just about continuing, staying active with my workouts. Technically I got on my PRs forever ago, but then I've also recently hit more PRs with my squats and more PRs with my deadlifts and all that stuff. So I don't know exactly where I'm going as far as that goes, but I don't have to do any more. I don't have to get any more PRs. I'm good. So back in the 80s, I collected basketball cards. In the 90s, I collected action figures. Then I collected coins, my baseball collection. So, okay. So to my son, sold my 400 action figures. Oh, okay. So you sold your action figures. Well, I hate that. But, sometimes we do stuff. Hey, at least you still got your fitness equipment. But, action figure. Well, I guess I'll ask. You didn't say, but what action figures did you collect? I'm assuming probably G.I. Joe or something along them lines, maybe. I don't know. I know you're a little bit older than me, so you probably weren't much into He-Man. That was a couple generations later. But I got all the X-Men, Gambit, and Wolverine comics. Oh, that's cool, Danny. Sometime back, I sold quite a few of my comics, and I didn't have anything that was like outrageously, worth anything, but I did make a profit because I got them brand new in the stores when they were released, back in the late 80s and early 90s, and that some X-Men stuff and Wolverine comics and stuff. I even had the blue cover Hulk and Wolverine comic that everybody seems to love. I had that one. They were all mint. As soon as I got them, I put them in little sleeves and put them in a box, and and they were like mint. So mostly X-Men. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. That's good to know. So as far as my gym goals go, like I was saying, I don't really have any PRs that I'm chasing. If I happen to get a new PR or something, whether it be a 1 rep max or whether it be a lot of reps, more reps with a certain weight or something. If I get that, then that's great, but I'm not really chasing anything. Technically, I'm done. So it's really just about staying consistent and persistent and on track and not letting that lazy side take over where you say, well, I don't want to work out today. I'll work out tomorrow. Because the second you do that is when you start missing another day, and then a week, a month, and then it's 10 years between your workouts. So just trying to stay motivated and going in the gym, and a lot of you guys are helping to motivate me continue to go, and getting to watch your content and seeing you guys go and being positive people and decent people that helps out. So and another thing I want to do is eventually I want to try and train myself once again to be able to jog a mile. That don't mean I want to be able to jog a mile in 4 minutes, and that don't mean that I have to jog a mile from that point on for the rest of my life, but I want to be able to jog a mile again. A couple years back I lost some weight whenever I started working out and eating super clean, and I dropped down to 218 pounds. And I was actually able to jog again over a mile. I could jog 2 miles holding my action camera and talking into the video. That's how much healthier I was. Now I can hardly get out of bed. So when you guys see me working out or anything, sometimes it's all I got in me. You add on a little bit of extra weight in a couple of years, and boom, you're right back to being a bloated whale to where you can hardly do anything. So my goal is to try and get a jog a mile. I also want to try and get out and cycle a little bit more just kind of get out and do more well-rounded things, and I want to get more stuff to work out with outdoors, even though right now I couldn't. I need a boat to go out there right now because there's so much rain. And again, Tennessee and Kentucky are getting a lot of flooding, a lot of rain, severe storms, tornadoes, straight winds, and everything else. There's been a lot of like bad going on the past probably 3 days or so. I don't know at this point. I don't forgot. But anyway, and then it happened, like a week or so ago, and then a week ago. That's all we get here is severe storms. So anyway. Oh, okay. Let me check again. I'm going to try to get into Comp Strongman, Augustin. Yeah, I know, Danny. If you're still here, I know you're struggling, and I know there's a lot more to it than probably what you're saying, in your videos, and all I can do is root for you and hope that you can pull through it, and you got to get that fire under your butt, and not let certain things get into your mind and push them out, and stay strong, stay stubborn-headed, get those goals, set your goals, and do not stop until you get those goals. And I believe you can do it. It's just a matter of just winning that battle, win the battle of getting up and getting it done. I think you can do it, Danny. Oh, you just got rain today? Well, I think the storm shelters were open at one point, and they may still be open. I don't know. I think we had a warning go through, maybe tornado warning go through earlier today, and thunderstorms, and we've had lightning and downpour, and we're flooding. But I was like, you know what? I'm done worrying. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of worrying at this point. If you're going to get me, come and get me. I'm tired of worrying about it. I'm going to enjoy my day, even though I got to stay indoors. I'm going to enjoy my day. So, anyhow, so we kind of talked there about the gym goals and plans and other stuff. Just basically stay on goals, stay on track, make new goals, and try to do new things and incorporate more things, and not let the laziness take over, and not let the maybe, well, I'm not as strong as I was last week, or get that to me. You can't let that get to you, because that can affect you as well. So it's just a matter of staying on track and just keep going and keep going. And that's, if you got to incorporate new things that might not be popular, say like my Taebo, or maybe my tire exercising out there, or maybe meditation, or whatever it is, some of that stuff don't get the attention and the views that benching 400 pounds does, or deadlifting 500 pounds, or squatting 450 pounds, or stuff like that. It don't get the attention, but you got to not worry about that, and you got to worry about you. Give yourself the attention, because ultimately at the end of the day, we're not just doing this to make a video. We're supposed to be doing this for ourselves, and to get healthier. So anyway, you got to think about those things, and not really so much the views, and just do what you want to do and enjoy your workout, because if you don't enjoy it, then it starts becoming work, and then you end up selling your equipment like we talked about earlier. So anyway, well guys, we've been going now for a little while. I figure I've been really lucky. My connection's been excellent the whole time. Nobody's walked in here and bothered me. Nothing's happened. The electricity ain't went out. Nothing. I feel really lucky at this point. So let me get this pulled up here, and do like this right here, and do like that right there. Do that. That right there. Okay. Anyway, getting stuff kind of prepared. Well, anyway, guys, I appreciate those of you that popped in here, and always appreciate you. I watch all your content, and thank you for being here on my channel and being a good inspiration, a good positive person. So let's go ahead and close it up now. And guys, maybe like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff to the Body Beatdown. That's me, Michael, your amazing host on this amazing channel. And don't forget, get up, get out, get rad, do it to it, and we'll see you next time on the Body Beatdown. Now, let me do something here, and let me do something here, and let me do that. Dag nabbit in the morning.